It's okay. Good afternoon. Welcome to Fayetteville Public Library and to those watching via live stream. My name is Kathy Stevens and I'm with the Adult Reference Department. Please take a minute before you leave to fill out our questionnaire on the back table. I also have some other flyers that you might be interested in. Today we have our local author, Lee Kai. He will discuss his journey to become a published author. Please welcome Lee.
Thank you very much. Okay, thank you. Thank you for coming. I know everybody's time is precious, and I really appreciate you coming here. I appreciate all the help you have given me. Okay, I think the reason I want to give this talk is not more about my novel. After I published, my novel is published, I was excited. So I told my wife, my daughter, my family members, my friends, and also I thought, for 4 years, I wrote this novel for 4 years. Those 4 years, I went to different conferences. I went to different places. I sit there and listen to them. I want to be an author, but I was so concerned. And the people who gave talk, they were either passionate about writing when they were young, or they had been practicing for a long time. So the more I listened, the less confidence I had. Because I thought, well, you had a passion when you were young. I didn't have one. So could I write? And also, another worst thing is I was worst in writing, even in Chinese, not English. English, you can listen to me. Even when I speak, I still have have problems in English. But in Chinese, I can tell you one story. When I was about to graduate from college, I was assigned to write something, not very long, short, something for my class. I struggled for a week. When deadline approached, I still didn't write a single word. So I asked my father, can you help me? My father, okay. Then he went to his office, carried a huge stack of newspapers and journals, and went home. After 1 day, he wrote for me. Then I submitted that. That is how good my Chinese was. So I was concerned whether I can write. So after I published this novel, I realized one thing, which is if a person like me who can write, everybody can write. My English is not good. My Chinese, I cannot write too many things, and I'm more interested in science. So I want to talk to people to share my experience. Everybody has a story to tell, so I hope my experience can help other people. Okay, here is the outline. Here is what I'm going to talk about. And I will focus on two things. They are highlighted by yellow. It's the challenge I experienced and how to find a publisher, because those two will help people most. Okay, who am I? I already told you. So I came here. I grew up in China and came to the United States to pursue my PhD in engineering. And I am the first generation of immigrant. So that's my English is limited. And if I study English, maybe it's okay, but I didn't pay too much attention. And when I came to the United States, I took TOEFL twice. TOEFL is English. You had to pass it to come to the United States. And the limit, the minimum, was 550. The first time I got 150. Because the competition was so high, with this score, you probably couldn't come here. People talk about 600 or even higher. So I work hard, took a second one. I got 525. That's my English. So in this situation, when I think about writing a novel, I would struggle, should I write in English or should I write in Chinese? So one day I was in party. I talked to a friend I met there. I said, okay, I want to write a novel. She said, write novel? Look at this room. Everyone can write. So don't tell me you want to write. After listening to this, I swear to myself, I'm not going to write in Chinese, because if I write in Chinese, I will be one of those people, and the people, oh, everybody can write. So I decided to take a challenge to write in English. But the problem comes. How do you write English? How do I start? And why do I want to write? I never want to write. But one day, another party, I think if you want to write, you have to go to party. Your motivation comes from party. My motivation comes from party. And my motivation write in English came from party. So I went to party, and one person told us he was going to go back to China. He was a professor, established professor. And we talked about this a lot. I realized one thing is very interesting. When we came to the United States, when China opened its door to Western countries and started economic reform, so we had the opportunity to come to the United States and other Western countries to study. This is a great opportunity to change our life. So the people who were good at study, they came to the United States. Not only they were good at study, they were willing to take a risk, because Western country is thousands of miles away from China. We didn't know what Western country looked like. In my novel, I thought people with religion, they probably do something differently. So you have to take a risk to go to a different country thousands of miles away. So you have to be persevering. You have to have drive to continue to overcome difficulties to come to the United States. So I thought we almost had anything you can say for a person to be successful. And another thing, from a family point of view, if you are really poor, you couldn't come to here, because the airline ticket also cost. So you got a family, you got yourself study hard, you got to drive, you got a perseverance, you got everything. So I think, okay, we as a group should be much better compared to the people left in China. Then why this professor wanted to go back to China? If you look back 30 years, China developed so fast. And the people who left in China, a lot of them, they did very well, much, much better than us. They had depends how to judge better, but by social in general, they had still have high social status. They have high responsibilities, high respect. They had much better financial than me. Like the housing price in China, several cities are so expensive. If they sell a bathroom, they can buy a house here, my house. That's a price difference. And a lot of them, they probably have several houses here. So why? They were not as good as us in college. And we had more drive, work harder. We went to library, we went to classrooms day and night, and they didn't. Why we didn't perform as well as they did. That triggered me to think and it triggered me to write. Because they were at the right time, at the right place. When a hurricane came, a pig can fly to the sky. We caught the trend of the China reform, but our trend was not as big as theirs. And they didn't try to catch the wave. We tried to catch a wave. They didn't try to catch. It's just a wave come and push them. And a lot of parents and peasants, they were farmers in the neighborhood of Beijing. They didn't work hard. They just farmers. They didn't have big ideas or visions about the country, about the future. But when the country developed, China expanding, they need land from these parents, these farmers, and then suddenly one night, they become rich. So that makes me think, oh, okay, that is our life. It's not just about how hard you work, how smart you are, how whatever. It's the trend. You need to catch the wave of the society. Then I think, okay, I want to write. I want to write a novel about this. And in this one, I use two people from the same family. The reason I choose the same family because they have the same genes, almost. So I used my college undergraduate as a younger brother, and then my PhD as an older brother to compare two people. One pursued to catch a wave to come to the United States, pursue academia. Another one tried to come to the United States and failed. And then he accidentally caught the trend of the Chinese development. And in 5 years, one get PhD, another one became much better than his elder brother. So that's why I want to write. I had a passion. I think if you had this, you probably want to write too. You look at what happened. I want to write down. Yeah. So this is why I write. And the challenge. So my father, my mother, none of them are writers. They were scientists and engineers. So what I want to write, especially I want to write it in English. Where do I start? How do I start? I had no idea. I had no idea at all. One day, my daughter came home and asked me, Dad, can we speak English at home? We always speak English, not Chinese at home. I asked her, why? Why you ask us to speak English at home? She says, because when I go to parties, when I hang around with my friends, they speak English, a lot of words I don't understand. So that isolated me from them. And also many other events or whatever social things I don't understand. So I have no friends. Well, I think that's bad. But I cannot speak English at home. We cannot do this. She asked me why. I told her, because our English, we have an accent, we have a wrong grammars. If we speak English to you, you will get those. You're better off don't speak English with us at home. Second, every language has its nuance. So if I speak English at home, it's a home, it's an office. I don't feel it's like home. I don't feel when you say I love you, this English word, you may feel something, but to me, I don't feel that this love is something. But if I see it in Chinese, I know. My daughter say, when my daughter become teenager, she also say, I hate you. It's okay, you speak English to me, it's okay, I don't understand, I don't feel you hate me. But if you use Chinese to say you hate me, I will feel differently. So I told her I cannot speak English, but I can help you. So I went online to search English tutors, try to help her. I found 1, 2, 3, eventually I settled one for her. And the tutor start like this. They were going to choose a novel. Okay, read this novel, analyze novel, and teach my daughter English. Okay, you teach my daughter. I'm my daughter's father, so can I come to listen to your talk? So I purchased 2 novels, one for my daughter, one for myself. I studied really hard, not to read novel. I studied the novel. I read and then analyze why did the author say this, speak this at this time? Why did the novel use these words at here? Why did the author skip from here to here? So I mark them all over. And when we go to the tutor, I listen and I ask. So this accident, I think, told me how to write. At least how to start to write. When I start to write a novel, I always refer to this. Oh, we started this. Okay, the logic should do this. So it's totally by, how did I learn how to write? It's totally by accident. But you look back, if someone who spoke different language asked me how to write in English, write a novel in English, I would suggest start with novel, analyze it. Then you can start from there. So after I finished the first draft, I didn't know what the quality it was. I had to find someone to read it to me. So I went online search. Before that, I already attended several writers' conferences like Oklahoma or Ozark conference. And I met people, they told me, there are a lot of sharks in this field. You ask them to critique yours, they pay them money, they may not even read it real carefully. So they send you back. Oh, put it here, critique, put it there, critique. And I searched online. Surprisingly, probably I was bad on searching. It asked me thousands of dollars to read it. Wait a moment, $1,000, I don't know if I will read it at all. And I don't know what's the result. If you really seriously critique this, maybe I can consider, but I don't know who you are and whether you do it or not. So it was disappointed, and after this, I stuck there. What am I going to do? So who can help me? No one will help me. Then I thought, maybe I should search online again. So I searched. Then I found 2 groups in Fayetteville, Arkansas. I joined them. They were different. I joined them. One of them was organized by an author. And she was retired. She wanted to volunteer her time to the community, so she teach others how to write. After a few times, I think I quit because I don't want people teach how to write. I want people tell me how bad or how to improve the manuscript I already finished. So I quit. Then I went to another group. Another group is they give you a prompt and ask you to write on site. I didn't even understand what a prompt is. So I quit. Then I was lucky. To find this group, Marvin. Okay, she said, "Oh, our group usually you have to be a publisher, author, to join our group. But since you are so sincere, so tell me more about yourself." I told her, "Oh, I wrote already finished." I told him, "Oh, okay, join our group." I remember I joined the group. I was so nervous because I didn't know what American authors look like, what they thought about a foreigner who spoke English. They probably didn't even understood. Last time we had dinner together, and then you asked me to pass a treat to you or something. I misunderstood you want a cake or something. So a lot of things, especially when you speak in a social environment, a lot of vocabularies I couldn't understand, I couldn't catch. because people, even in Chinese, when people talk, they actually use their brain to listen, not really use their ears. So in social environment, when you say something to me, I probably couldn't catch it. So I went there, I was nervous, but after a few times, I thought, well, I made the best decision in my life is I decided to write the novel in English. Because if I wrote in Chinese, no one would be so nicely to help me to critique. And this group, really, I submitted the chapters. They created the finished, and in the meeting every week we go to meeting. They went through one word by one word, everything from beginning to end. Everything, that's amazing. And one thing is you cannot just take, not give. You have to give. You have to critique others. So I read others. I found out, okay, my critique I gave will hurt them more than I gave them, because I remember clearly one suggestion I made to, I think, Mame or someone else. I don't remember. So what's your critique? Oh, I read yours. Here, you say the and then. You say the and. I said, you should put it then there. What's the big deal? So I didn't know why you should put it then or not. Who knows? I just want to make a critique to show I read you. I want to make a contribution. But I made down things, and then she has to go through to read through, flip some time out this one. Oh, it's a nice critique. She never changed, probably. So I feel my critique, it was supposed to be give and take, but for this group, I only took, not gave. But they were still nice to me. I really appreciate all of you. Amazing. Without you, seriously, there's no way for me to write this one. So another one, here is you find a writer group, and this writer group really helped. I can tell you the writer groups. I made 2 writer groups. The first one, I spent a long time. This one is you submit, everybody submit if they want to get critiqued, and the whole group spend time and read yours and give you feedback. So you can have so many pages, 1 chapter or even longer, or 2 chapters. So you can get a whole thing. After this one, I think there's another one. I happen to know them. So I want to join this group. Another group is each time they read 5 pages. Everyone read 5 pages. So they critique. Both has their good points. They read 5 pages. You practice English. They probably don't even understand what you're talking about, but you just keep talking gradually. Your English improve a little bit. Yeah. So that's a writer groups. I'll show you if you want to write down the writer groups, help you, you can find them. Here, so I went to conference. After you finish all of this, it's take like a so many round. I finish, and then I think it's a Maryland told me. Yes, you never talk about the social change impact on the people came here and stay in China, but you primarily focus on yourself in the United States, and the person in China you didn't talk about much. So I spent another round again and revised the whole thing. So lesson here is the first round, you don't go through every details. Otherwise, you waste other people's time. You create so much and spend so much time, and then I rewrite, your critique just disappeared. So the second round and then forward. I went to the conference. After this, I decided to, okay, I want to publish it. How do I do that? Because I was told that there are so many people write. Probably only 1% people can get published. And people told me, maybe you will never get submitted or published. Maybe after 100 try, you finally get one. And one of the authors, he told me, Her first publication is after 100 try, and she got published. And they suggest me to go to library to find books and to find like a author's market or something. And over there you can find the publisher information. So I think, well, looks like most likely, high probability I will never get published by publisher. So I prepared for self-publish. I flew to China. There was a conference called self-publish conference. And the people talk about self-publishing. It was amazing. I can sidetrack about there's a conference in China, writers conference in Beijing and a writers conference here. So much huge difference. Here, you go to a hotel, usually a hotel. You go there, they have publishers, authors, they have booths, they have tables to sell their books. And you have a room, a few people, 30, 50 people there in the room listen to speakers talk about whatever. And why I went to in China, because I already went to several conferences here, I went to in China. It was a huge exhibition building. Thousands of people in the auditorium looking at a large screen, huge screen. You cannot even reach how huge. You have to go through from this to that. And the speakers, they were in a separate room with the guards there. You can talk to speaker, but here the speaker finished, they go in there, there are guards. You have to show your ID, whatever, to get in to talk to speakers. And there was no author to have a booth to sell books. They are huge. Each booth is huge, like probably this or even higher. They were extremely well decorated and like a huge event. They were publishers to promote your books. So I went there, wow, there's so much huge difference. I think they probably just want to use some excellent display like to attract people. Anyway, so I went to conference. It didn't help me much in Chinese conference, a conference in China, but I went to conference here. I already designed I spent a lot of time to design the cover. I spent a lot of time getting ready for self-publication and how to get the number, whatever information I need. So I went to conference. The conference was interesting. We went in there. You sign up to pitch to the publishers. I don't know if you experienced this, but I saw it. There were two rooms. Inside was a pitch room. Authors talk to publishers. Outside was a waiting room. There were tables. I walked in, I saw some candies there. And then next to candies, I saw a lot of small stones, colorful. I said, why do you have those here? They called those called stress pebbles. Pebbles, stress stones, like small ones. So if you feel stress, take it and rub it. It helps you reduce stress. Because I look around, I saw a woman was rubbing one of them. So I wasn't stressed before I entered that room, into the waiting room to meet the publishers. But I saw everybody was stressed. I started getting stressed. I went there, but I didn't pick up the small stones. I picked up candies. Candy help too. So so when it's my turn, I think I was really lucky that day. I feel really bad, but I feel excited too. I talked to one person, you check slides. I talked to one publisher. One publisher said, oh, your book is interesting. You just tell them what you're writing. They don't know how good you write. They just want to know. You only have time to tell them what's your book about. So I told her what my book was about. She said, oh, that's really interesting. I want to read it. Send it to me. So she had so many requirements, okay? Chapter summary, the book summary, the pitch, the letter, whatever, a lot of them. Okay, good. At least she was serious. Then when I went in there for the second pitch, I felt bad because the first woman, she was next to there, because I already talked to her. I didn't know what American culture was like. Because in my culture, I talk to her, then I'll talk to someone else, sit next to her. It's kind of unrespectful. So I didn't know how she would feel. Or she may just, oh, you talk to another one? Okay, forget about me. I didn't know what happened, but I just, okay, I'll do it. Anyway, I already signed. If you decide to reject me because of this reason, I got bad luck. Anyway, I'm not expected I got accepted. I only expect, okay, I come here, get experience, and then I'll self-publish. So whatever. I respect you, but I have to survive. So I talked to a second one. The second, oh, that's very interesting. Email your manuscript to me. Wow, what's the difference? The first one asked everything. The second one, nothing. Just keep email me. Okay? And then the other two I talked to, they asked different things, but they were in between. When I came home, I sent an email to you guys, and I called my wife. I was so excited. All of them, 4 of them, want my manuscript. I told my wife, oh, I forget about my dinner. My dinner was late because of this. I thought, oh, people like my writing, they want to read it. Okay. Then another question comes. 4 of them want your manuscript. What should I do? I came from academia. When we submit the paper, we only submit one by one. We couldn't submit all of them. We had to listen. We had to wait until they either accept or reject, then take another action. But the problems in this field, the waiting period could be a few months, half a year, or even a year, or even longer. I didn't have time to wait for that long. And I asked another person, oh, by that time I probably died already. So I couldn't wait. So I got a suggestion, okay, go ahead and submit to all of them. And then I say, okay, check if on their website they said no simultaneous submission. If they said this, don't do it. If they didn't say it, you can do it. It's like by law. The law said that you cannot do this, you don't do it. But the law does not say you cannot do this, you can do it. So I think that makes sense. But I'm still worried. So I think maybe I should try. Because the first one, one person asked me to email to her. This indicates I don't have to do too much work. And also this indicates that she could respond really fast. So if I wait a week or 2 weeks, a month, 2 months, that's okay. I think she would respond really quick. Because besides this, I remember when I live in a hotel, when we saw each other after meeting, we saw each other in the hallway, we stopped and tried to talk to each other and very friendly. So I think she probably would get a quick response from her. So I sent her email. Manuscript is easy to send email. She did it really quick. She responded like 2 weeks or 3 weeks. She said, oh, I love your writing. It's a wonderful story. We can help you to publish it. The cost is so much. Wait, the cost is so much. You are not really traditional publisher. You are so excited that you want my money. It's like $2,000 to publish my novel. Okay, Then my mood from exciting in the heaven down to the earth in the hell. What about the other three? Were they all going to looking for my money, or they were going to, why they were interested in my manuscript? Because this one, clearly, she was interested in my manuscript because she wanted to help me with my money. So then I was disappointed for a week or two. I didn't do anything. I thought it's no hope, because everyone spent so much time to try to publish, and one good writer tried 100 times and finally get accepted. Why? What's the reason for me to get published for the first time try? I was disappointed, so I continued to try to work on the self-publishing. Then after a while, I think I probably should try, because one of the motivation I want to do this is for my parents. I want to prove myself. I don't know, even though I'm old enough, I still want to prove my parents that I can do something other people cannot do. So I decided, okay, I reached to this point. I'm going to continue, fail. Okay, I know I failed for whatever reason. So I selected one. Okay, the easiest one reject me. This way, I'll choose the most toughest one. Ask me everything. This person, she asked me everything. She probably was more serious about my writing. So I spent the time to write and ask a critical group to refine my writing. Finally, I submitted. 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. I never heard of her. One day, she finally said, okay, I'm sorry. Your mail went to my junk folder. I will read it as soon as I can. Oh, I was happy. At least she responded. She was going to read. If she rejected me, she wouldn't even read it. After some time, a long time, for me at least, when you're anxious on something, you feel time slow. So after some time, I got a response from her. Oh, no. When I received, she told me she was it was on her junk folder. She actually told me, "I'm sorry." The first line, "I'm sorry." When I saw "I'm sorry," I was scared. I thought she was going to reject me, but she told me she was going to read it. So after the second email came in, she said, "Oh, I love it. It's really beautiful. I'm going to recommend it to you, to my company to publish it." So we worked from there. I was so lucky. So one thing I learned is if one extreme does not help you, you go to another extreme. That may help you, because people ask you, is it so easy, something easy, too simple, you can get it. Probably have something different there, something else there. But if people ask you, if you buy a house, you go in there, "Oh, that's a beautiful house." You walk away, you probably don't buy it. You come here to the house, oh, you have a problem here, you have a problem there, you probably buy the house. So if in the future, I go to a conference and meet the publisher requires so many things and the critique about your writing, this publisher probably is more serious about your writing. Yeah, so this is my experience. Okay, publisher. I already talked about publisher. My next novel. I want to write 3 novels. At the very beginning, I wanted to write 3 because at that time, it's like a fashion or like trend. People write a trilogy or something. I want to write 3, but I wasn't really sure what 3. Okay, when I'm young, I'm old, middle age and old age, probably write 3. So I started with pursue for excellence, like the trend society carry you. At the beginning, I remember, I wasn't want to write this way. This later on. I want to write it's based on a trend. initially we came here, the people who were excellent in school, they came here, and they later on, they found that their career path was not as good as people in China. And then China opens door even further. More Chinese went to China. Chinese Americans went to China to pursue more or whatever. And then they came back. So I want to write the whole thing about the Chinese, the economic reform and the open doors, the whole thing about one generation. That's originally I want to write. But later on, I think this, after I finish first one, I think probably shouldn't write that way, because if you write, you may get into the politics. I don't want to get into politics. So I want to stay in ordinary people's life. So I finished this one. I want to write a second one about the family, because we all have family here. After you finish your PhD, you met your wife, you have children, then you have struggle with your children, your family life. I think this has more audience related to, because you have both people work, then your baby was born, so you have to balance your work, especially if you were professors. Just start with tenure, you have baby. At that time, you work 24 hours a day, seven days a week. You have baby, how did you handle that? So this is my second novel. It's touch about the family. And then you have a teenage rebellions. You put so much time, and your daughter, when they got rebellions, they look at you in different ways. And especially, we were from China, and our daughter, even though was born here, and her culture, two different cultures crash on one person. It's tough for her. And I remember one event in my second novel. My daughter was growing. She needed nutrition. So I cook a lot of Chinese food, really good Chinese food for her. Because I think American food in school just it's different from ours. So we can cook. I could cook better one for her. So in the morning, I had a good food for her, and I packed food for her for the lunch. And then when she came home, I cooked good food for her for dinner. Then I realized gradually, as time passed by, each time she came home, she wanted more, beyond normal. What happened? You eat so much food for dinner. What happened to your food? Maybe because our growth need a lot more. But after a while, she didn't grow taller. She didn't grow bigger. It's nothing. She grew thinner. Looks fine. And one day she got a bad stomach ache. I took her to doctor. I said, what happened to her? She ate so much. What happened? She got a medical problem? The doctor checked whatever and told me, nothing. She's fine. So I asked, what happened to you? You eat so much. Why did you eat so much? You had so much lunch. What happened? Did you share your food with your friends? Share all the food with your friends? What did she say? What did he say? I threw them away. Why did you throw them away? The first time I went to school, I went to bathroom, dump them, and flush them. I said, why did you do that? Because your food smells horrible. When I went to the cafeteria, I opened your food, and people smell, what is this? So start from there, she just threw away. I didn't know for a long time, so she didn't have lunch for a long, long time. So that's a struggle for the younger generation, for their generation. So many things. So I decided, okay, I want to write. I want to write an immigrant family. Their struggle, not just one generation, their struggle as a second generation, as a family and this life. Then after this one, so this is the second one. Then I want to write another one. I'm trying to think about how to write life and death. This probably more about the have some philosophy, have my experience, my father, everything. So I probably will write that next one. Okay, publisher. Let me see what else. Okay. Publishing landscape. For publisher right now, you have so many publishers, like our traditional publishers. You have self-publishing, and some traditional publishers, they even try to make a hybrid. You can pay them certain amount of money. They will be in between self-publish and traditional publishing. So that's three kinds. And also, the AI impact is huge, and it's good and bad. Bad is, for AI, bad is people, so many people, they spend so many years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years in their training. They write a good novel, and suddenly some people, they didn't have any training. They just use AI to publish junk novels. And on Amazon, they just flash in Amazon, hurt other people. This is this part. But the problem is you cannot resist it. It's there. It's already there. It will continue. So how do we utilize this to our advantage? I joined the Writers Guild, the national organization. They have like 10,000 people signed a petition to stop this like AI to use unauthorized work from authors, and they are working on this. I think the lawsuit is still pending there. I don't know. They should pay. I don't know. If they want to use, they get a consent from authors, and they have to pay authors. They cannot just take free from them. I didn't know the details, but it's there. However, AI writing is there, and it will not go away. And I think it helps a lot for a lot of people. For my second novel, I use it to help me. If I don't know, I finish this, I don't know my problem, I ask it, okay, here, tell me what kind of error I have, what kind of problem I have. AI will point, okay, this sentence has problem, that language has problem, you have a grammar error here or there. So I can quickly write and ask AI to help me, where are my problems? So I think this will help you a great deal. So I think the AI just there. Just like a computer, it's there. We cannot fight it. We just have to utilize it to our advantage. Yeah. Okay, next one is acknowledgement. My parents, my wife, and especially the Writers Guild of Arkansas, that's tremendous help. You probably want to write this down if you want to critique. That's amazing, amazing. Without them, I wouldn't be able to write, to publish. I'll be able to write junk, but I will not be able to write good novels. Another one is Arkansas Rich Writers. This one is 5 pages. You go there, you read your 5 pages, and other people critique. And I appreciated the editor from my publisher. She's wonderful. I really, really appreciate it. Without her, I don't know who was going to publish mine, so probably Li Kai will publish it. Yeah. Okay, this is the QR code. I didn't buy this QR code. You can find it from Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or from the Walmart, whatever. Okay, that's it. And okay, open to questions. Any questions?
So you've used AI to edit and help you with what you've written, correct?
Not really edit. AI is horrible in editing.
So, okay, well, I was going to ask, what program did you use?
Oh, there's one called a GPT.
Right.
GPT-4, you had to pay.
Right, so which one did you use?
I use GPT-4.
Yeah, okay, so you used the one that's 4,
Four.
that you paid, and was it good?
I think I use it because once you pay, you can use both GPT 3.5 and
Yeah.
GPT-4. GPT-4 only allow you to talk to the GPT certain, I don't remember, 30 times in an hour or something. But after that, you can use a GPT 3.5 unlimited.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
unlimited. So I found out GPT 3.5 sometimes is better than GPT-4. The reason is because I have my writing style.
Right, sure.
If I use GPT-4 changed it. I use a GPT 3.5. She basically, most times she preserve it, but change the problem you have, she corrected it. But the GPT 3.5 has a weakness, is the version 4 can think logically, can collect logic better than 3.5. So I use, if I think there's a logic problem, I use 4. Otherwise, I probably use a 3.5. There is another one, I don't know, I just found out a few days ago. It's called AI, GPT creative writing. I tried, it's fancy. Give you a fancy word. For example, what I wrote, I said business card. And she gave me a slick business card, give you a more description on it. So it's a fancy, sometimes you don't even need it, sometimes you need it. This is about AI. Okay.
Your book, The Two, how much of that is based on your real life? Like, do you have a brother in China
Okay.
that you use some of his experiences?
You mean 1 or 2? 2 is about, 1 is about the 2, is my brother, is about 2
Your
brothers.
book, The Two.
Other 2.
So is it based, how much of it is based on your real life? Especially, do you have a brother in China that,
Hardly, almost nothing with her, to do with him. Because I use, if I write from other people's angle, sometimes it's hard when you put emotion in. Because when you write a good novel, if you don't cry when you're writing, other people don't cry. If you don't get angry when you're writing, other people wouldn't get angry. So I have to go through my experience. So I use my undergraduate as my younger brother in the story. I graduate experience as an elder brother in the story. So I got both experience. And also, because it's not by, a lot of part is from what I hear from this person, my friend experience, so many things I integrated. I remember that I went to Chinese conference, writers conference, I forgot almost everything else, but I remember one word, one sentence. It says one thing. She said, she was a popular writer. She says, your writing, you try to include as many people as integrated them into one. In this way, everyone can identify themselves with your writing. So during my writing, if I limit my characters on myself, I limited my audience. So I try to get so many things integrated into one character. So the younger brother in the 2, although based on me as undergraduate, but it comes from so many people I knew. My graduate, also so many people I knew. This way, I can reach to more audience, and they can identify themselves. This is one thing I learned the most from I think this, if you give a price tag on this, I would give a few $1,000 to that, because my trip cost me a few $1,000. That's how I learned from this lady, really good.
Are you gonna have it translated into Chinese?
Oh, I can do it myself. I thought about it. It's interesting about this. Right now, every day I read a biography of someone. Then I summarize my biography and send my Chinese WeChat group, and so many people love it, and they love my Chinese style. So I think once I have time, I can translate them and my Chinese language style. I was really poor, my Chinese style, but after I write English, I come back. My Chinese become better. I remember my daughter told me one thing. It was interesting. After, I didn't believe her at that time, but afterwards I realized that she had a point. As many girls, she learned piano when she was really young. But I stopped her to learn piano. I said, okay, you are not going to be a pianist. You are going to make a living for your life. Go to study math. You go to get a good job. Why do you learn piano? So she had to stop piano. When she get into high school, we had piano there, so we still have. She played piano. She said, oh, amazing. So many years she didn't play piano, but when she pick up, she can quickly become much better. So something, I don't know, is accidental or is real, something real behind it. If you learn something, you set it there for a while, you come back and improve it a bit, you can be much better. So my Chinese is like this. I was really poor at Chinese. I never thought I could write in Chinese. But after I write in English, I come back to write Chinese, people love my Chinese style. That's amazing.
So if you translate it into Chinese, do you think that your book would be controversial in China? And would the Chinese government allow your book to be published there?
I will, okay, even if you say a very nice word, in this world, someone will hate you. I'll touch something. Okay, you have left and right. You say one thing, either left hate you or right hate you. If you say something, whatever you say, somebody will hit you. So I don't want to publish in Chinese at this moment. Maybe later on, before I die, I publish it. You hate me? Okay, I'm already, so why not somewhere?
But you can publish in Taiwan or Hong Kong, something like
Yeah,
that. Taiwan,
yeah,
Singapore.
yeah. I think I can publish it.
Yeah.
And there's a market there.
Original Chinese.
Yeah, there's a market there, but for now, I just don't want. I just want to spend my time and finish my 3 novels. The 3 novels, the second novel, is like actually those novels I write for myself, for my family, and for my parents. At the time I got the first novel finished, Marvin suggested me, okay, don't go to small publisher, go to target big publisher. Your novel is good enough to go to big publisher. I have to make decisions because small publisher, somebody already interested me. Why do I publish novel? The first thing at that moment, I want my parents see their son could write a novel in English and published, and they could be proud of me. This was much more important than anything else. So I decided, okay, go ahead, publish. If I finish second, I finish third, I want them to be proud of me, and I want to finish one thing, complete one thing myself. If you think about one novel, 2 years, 3 years, I'm slow. I say 3 years. When I finish the third one, I don't know. It takes some time. So I want to finish it first, and then by that time, the world will change. I don't know what kind of world is that. And then we'll decide from there.
But you said you don't want to get into politics. So I think assuming your book probably is okay with China government. What do you think?
I think my book is okay because I try hard to avoid politics.
Okay. Yeah.
And one thing I did, how do I avoid politics? I don't know which word I cannot write in there sometimes, occasionally. I go to online, Chinese online, to search this word. If I can find it, that means Chinese government allow this word to exist. If I cannot find it, that means this word is forbidden. Then I'm not going to talk about it. Why I'm causing trouble to myself. So I think it's okay, because I try to focus on my family. I focus on my own experience, not my family, my own experience. So I try to stay away with politics. From politics, should be okay.
Yeah.
But in that too, I mean, I haven't read the whole book, but I read parts of it. When you're talking about China, you do bring up some things about corruption and bribes and so forth.
Yeah.
So I think if I were a Chinese government official, I would not like that.
I think right now it's okay, Because in that book, I talk about the Great Cultural Revolution. So many publications about how people suffer Great Cultural Revolution. And even Chinese government said that was a disaster, the political disaster. So when you say, okay, you don't criticize the current government, you criticize someone else, okay?
Yeah, exactly.
1,000 years ago, it's okay.
Yeah,
And
you
yeah,
can say something bad to.
Yeah.
Mao.
yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
And making them feel good. Okay, look, they're bad, I'm good.
Chairman Xi.
And you can talk about the corruption, but you have to talk about low-level corruption. Because this actually making them good. Oh, the China is not has problem because low-level people they're corrupted. So it's okay to talk about low-level corruption.
Yeah.
So I try to avoid politics.
I have zero knowledge about the publishing. Can you just briefly go through, like you mentioned, the traditional self-publishing, hybrid, etc., so on and so on? Just give us an idea about this procedures,
Oh.
cost involved.
Okay, good point. I think this is important. For traditional publisher, basically, you give them your manuscript. Then walk away, forget about it. You sign the contract. They pay everything. They pay design, they pay publishing, they pay everything. And you just get a check.
Pay anything.
You don't do anything. You just work with them to edit
So
your.
they make money from the publishing.
Yeah, you get like I don't know how much. Probably like you get a small portion, a very very small portion of the each novel you sell. You get a very small portion.
So you, whenever there's a book sold, you get a small portion from the publisher.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the reason the traditional publisher is difficult to get a traditional publisher for you because they pay money for you.
Okay.
You don't pay anything. So when you get money from other people, it's hard. I ask you money, can you give money? No, get out of here. If I give you money,
So
give
the
me money.
profit is shared between the publisher and you and the author.
The profit is shared between author and publisher.
Okay.
But before that, you don't pay anything.
Yeah. Okay.
This is a traditional publisher. And the self-publisher,
Mhm.
you pay everything. You design, you hire someone to design for you, you hire someone to revise for you, whatever. Anything you cost, you pay for put on Amazon or somewhere. You even pay for like whatever. I don't know. You pay everything.
Price really.
Yeah, it's a self-publisher. And another publisher, I don't call it called vanity publisher.
What?
Vanity?
Vanity,
Yeah,
vanity.
Vanity publisher. Vanity publisher. Vanity publisher. In my understanding is that you give them money, they publish for you, right? I don't know what else they do. It's usually you try to avoid them. I was advised to try to avoid them.
You know, I just published my first novel
Uh-huh.
on Amazon, and the self-published.
Uh-huh.
You don't pay anything. You do your own work. So easy. Click, click, click. You know, follow our pattern, the instructions, and that's it.
How much you pay for
You
put
don't
on
pay
Amazon?
nothing until published.
Oh, you don't pay anything to put on
Nothing.
Amazon?
If
Oh,
you don't ask anybody help,
oh,
you say, you know, somebody editing, somebody design.
oh,
I did all my own.
oh.
I did my own pattern, my own designing, everything. I just send in. You don't pay a penny
Oh,
until you want to buy your own book.
oh,
You
oh.
let it put on.
So is that a guaranteed publishing or?
Yeah, like mine, I just
So
out.
you put on?
It's there. You can
Amazon.
buy anytime you want.
So is your book an e-book or a paper?
It's a real book, paper.
Paper book. Well, you have,
And
okay.
yeah, this I did some publishing work long time ago. This, as I understood it, these days, the publishing, like you said, the traditional way, still traditional. You go there, they want to publish it, that's it. Generally, you don't do anything.
Okay,
They do editing, everything.
okay,
You say, yes, go ahead and publish.
okay,
Then later, you just royalty. 20%
okay.
or 10%, depends on which publisher.
Um,
You know, you are famous, they pay you beforehand, million, whoever, you know. This, I send my book, you know, to several publishers. Some say yes, some say no, like this. I even got one contract. I didn't do anything because they are not good ones. So basically, like you say, you can go to 100, find it, I find it. I don't want to go to 100. You know, sometimes even publisher won't publish you. They're going to do edit. They change the whole thing. Finally, I find that it's several published. I think I'm going to try it. I went through the whole thing. I find not that hard.
Okay, can you just more detail about this Amazon thing?
You just go their website,
Amazon
that called self-publishing,
self-publishing.
and click, just follow their instructions, step by step,
Okay,
very clear.
and then it's gonna be guaranteed published?
Yes, there is no guarantee.
No
You
guarantee.
click, you say, they
But after-
check,
Okay,
they say that they have human beings review.
okay,
I'm not sure about mine, because I thought I did a good job.
okay.
They look, you know, good book, look like book. I'm not sure they read the whole thing.
Okay,
They look at your page, and the covers, you know, everything there. It's look like a good book. I thought that's what I guess. It's like good book. They
It's not pornography.
they
They
probably
check
check,
make
also
sure it's
check,
not
you know, that to
pornography.
make sure not gonna totally messed up.
okay.
You know, page messed up, everything messed up. This, everything, that's it. So mine come out just like what I send in. So what you see is what you get.
So my understanding is like, you just submit it and maybe there's somebody, you know, editing it out. No?
No,
No, I
they don't do
No,
anything.
no, okay.
They
And
don't
then
do
you
anything.
So
nothing.
they just publish it. and-
Because I sent the first copy, I didn't put the page number in.
Mm.
It's come out without the page number. Okay?
So
I said, then from that point, I really understood what they said about their
okay,
stuff. Then I decided, because I did this publish before, I know this page designing, but one thing is this Word, I use Word. A lot of things come out, new functions. You know, I haven't touched that point. Somehow that's the irritating thing. You try to figure out how to do it. If you got
I think,
you don't need to worry about anything.
I think the self-publishing has several advantages. The cost, but when you sell, basically it's go to you. The money go to you. If you can sell a lot,
oh,
you get all of them.
because there's no publisher share the profit with you?
No.
Okay,
No one check how good you're writing. Whatever you sell is there.
Basically, the,
so it's really your author and the publisher?
Yeah,
usually-
yeah.
Maybe you can consider this self-published AI working for you.
You can decide. If you want to translate it in Chinese, you just translate it to Chinese and publish it. Otherwise, if you go through the publisher, you have to talk to publisher.
You had on your list of ways to publish, you had hybrid publishing. What is that? What is hybrid?
Oh, I saw the Wild Rose, my publisher, and other publishing company, traditional public company. Right now they start a new way to do business besides traditional publishing to increase their revenue. So you send your manuscript to me. I look at you. It is not good enough for me to publish for you, but I can work with you to do editing. You pay some money, and I'll work with you, and I'll use my distribution channel for you, but you have to pay.
Oh.
It's
So
not.
Did you do hybrid or you did?
Oh, did the traditional.
You
I
did
did traditional.
okay.
Because I want my first novel. I want my reputation there. Like my parents get proud of me. So my father asked me, "Oh, how much you had to pay?" I said, "I didn't pay anything." "Oh, that's good. You did a good job."
Yes,
You
I
did-
think the traditional one, because they have a whole setup.
Uh-huh.
Like you say, you don't have to pay anything, they work, they have to make money, so they have a distribution, everything. You know, they have people in charge. and generally, but
And-
these days, who this publishing world is changing. Because I went through what you mentioned,
Mhm.
I talked to some publishers, agents, you got all kind of people. And some people got so successful in Amazon self-publishing, they start their own because they publish a lot of books and they hired the professional editor. You work on my book
Mm.
and we do that publish. So this whole thing, the whole world is changing.
Yeah.
I worked at the publishing more than 30 years ago
Mhm.
in the pub prices.
Mm.
I know this, back then, the kind of, we still, set up no computer.
Right,
And these days, just like I just mentioned, Amazon, I wrote in the computer, I send in everything through their system, just click.
And
Yeah,
the book
Arkansas.
is published on Amazon.
Yes,
Okay.
you
And
can,
your- Okay, and they're gonna publish it, and
that only in that
okay,
place.
Okay,
But you can publish in other place too,
yeah, okay.
that's no problem.
There's a two writer conference. I think one is, locally, one is Ozark, another one is Arkansas writers conference in Little Rock. I saw several times. I never been there.
So how did you, I understand how you published through Amazon, but what did you have to do to get Barnes and Noble and Walmart to carry your book?
I didn't do anything.
So that was done by your publisher?
Yeah. I just
Okay.
gave them my manuscript and work with them on
And
the
then they
writing.
did all that?
They did. And interesting, you can sell your book in UK, and Amazon UK have your book. You can sell your book in different places in the world. They can buy from there.
so have you sold your book to UK?
One.
Excellent.
That's
Very
Yeah,
good.
that's one thing I said, if you pick up the publisher, do they have a powerful distribution system?
Yeah,
If they have, which means that you can sell a lot of books.
Mhm.
Some they don't really have the big distribution network.
One thing I want to share with you, especially you are an author. After I published my novel, I was thinking about to get award, to win an award. So I check online, there's a national, it's called National Book Award, right?
uh-huh.
Something like that. So I check that. The deadline, the window, submission window, I'm not saying exactly, I just give you an example. It's let's see, maybe the November of this year and November 2023 and May 2024. I say example. For the book published in that year, just for example. Then I talked to them, I said, okay, my book published outside your window, 2003. So can I submit? They say no. I only need these small windows. That's bothered me. So I asked around. Nobody understands why. They award people published in 2003, but they only give a small window in 2003. Finally, I figured out you don't submit. When your publisher decide to publish and see the quality is there, they submit your manuscript for award before even publish it. That's what I understood. So if you target, you think your novel can win award, you probably want to do some study before that and talk to your publisher. Once it is published, at least you miss this one. The date, the month, date I gave you just for example. It's not exactly. I just want to illustrate a point. And some of them they require nomination. They require some of them you can submit yourself. And a lot of them are shark. They are sharks. They just want to get your money and whatever.
I think that politics are involved. You know, that's depending on publisher, if that's, they think they're pretty good, they already contact this, you can, before you publish, you already got a Pulitzer reward. It's a kind of promotion.
Well, are you making any money?
I got a check. I got a check. Anyway, I did get a check.
You did get a check?
Yeah, I did get a check. I get a check and I sent to my parents. Hey, this is my first check as an author. I did get a check.
You'll get more.
You get more, okay.
Yeah, once it's made into a movie,
What's
have the rights
the
on-
percentage for royalty?
I don't even know. It's
25.
very small. It's there. It's written there. It's very small. At
They
least
should
10.
give you this. This thing is hard to say. Some people, work out so hard for canal. I listened to that, that Harry Potter's authors talk, and she mentioned that she sent almost 100 publishers, and the first publisher only published maybe 3,000 copies, that's it. Sat there a couple of years until some of these producers in Hollywood find that
yeah.
they're gonna make a movie. And from that point, it just,
Right.
and after the movie come out of her copies of her real book come out just like crazy. She become a billionaire.
More questions?
I'm
Okay.
impressed. You've done a wonderful job, and I'm so glad I came and could kind of put it all in perspective. How wonderful.
Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations.
Okay, thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
You
have-
inspired me to write a book
What?
about myself.
What?
You inspired me to write a book.
Oh, yeah, that's what I want to
Yeah.
do.
'Cause,
Because, yeah,
I have a story for myself.
Yeah.
That's real me. I'm thinking maybe I'm going to write a book.
you can write
I
it.
can try.
You should. You are in better situation than I was.
It's just a
Nobody told me how to write. Nobody gave this presentation. When I was studying write, I didn't know all of those. And your starting point is so much better than mine. Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
Yes,
Thank you.
wonderful.